Alright everybody, Game Cooker US Rocks VR here. Hopefully there won't be any problems. I've been having some issues with Phantom Liberty already with the game crashing. So today, I'm going to try to make this quick. I'm going to be testing the RTX 2070, not the Super, the original 2070, um, with the game. And I'm going to include ray reconstruction, and all that. So, um, just one thing I want to let you guys know, in case some of you don't, please appreciate all the YouTubers and tech outlets that test stuff for you. Okay? Like, I just been goofing around with this for like an hour, right? Because the game kept crashing and all that, so trying to figure out what's going on. Thinking it's my computer or something else, drivers, blah, blah, blah. So, I spent an hour already trying to figure out like what the cause was. Now the game could crash again, even during this video. Um, you know, I don't make any money off my channel, really. I mean, YouTube, if they give me anything, it's pennies, basically, so, you know, most of you guys who watch the videos, you don't donate, you know. Um, I'm not asking for anything. I'm just saying, if everybody that watched the video, and that includes me, I'm pointing at myself too, gave 50 cents every time they watched the video, or a dollar every time they watched the video. I mean, that would help everyone out who provides content, right? So, but I know everybody doesn't have a lot of money. I don't either. I'm not rich. We're in the poor bracket, really. So, I get it. But just be appreciative at the very least. Don't leave like hateful comments and stuff like that. I mean, yeah, if you have a criticism, that's fine. If I did something wrong in the video, fine. I make mistakes. Sometimes my head's not right. I have health issues, blah, blah, blah. So that's all. Just at least know that this stuff here does not just happen. We spend hours and hours and hours, right, doing these videos, you know. Um, so that's time that we don't even get to enjoy the game, right? We're just testing the game so we can put out videos. And again, I'm not saying I'm Mr. YouTuber. I'm the least of all YouTubers. But, just saying. Anyway, love you guys, appreciate you guys. Let's get into this. Hope it doesn't crash. you know, Hope it doesn't crash. So, the one problem I have with the game is this here. Like, when you put it in borderless window, now maybe it'll make me a liar now. That's what it does. Right? It's not supposed to do that. Right? That's supposed to be windowed mode. Right? When you put it on windowed mode, then it's supposed to go small. Right? Now I understand borderless window just means without borders. I get that. But normally with most games, when you put it in borderless windowed mode, it still takes it out to the edges of your monitor. Now correct me if I'm wrong there. Maybe just certain games that I play, they just work that way. Maybe I don't understand. You know? So I have to go to full screen all the time, which makes it a pain in the neck when I'm trying to switch from going to OBS or going to the desktop. So there may be a lot of minimization, and every time I do that, there's a greater risk for the game crashing. Okay? So let's hope that I can load in an old save here, which I was trying to load in one of my old characters so that I don't have to like play everything over again just to get to the area that I can go to. It's just a pain in the neck. Now they said they do have a. Let's see here. New game. Can you start out at like a high level? Oh yeah, you can skip the Phantom Liberty, but what does that mean? Okay, let's try that. So now I got to make a new character, which is like a pain in the neck. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to make a new character. Uh, mm, don't really like that too much. You would think that they would have added more eyes by now, you know, like the carry eyes and stuff like that. I don't really understand why they don't do that. All right, so hair color, I don't know. I guess I'm okay with that. I like blonde. Um, let's go with a different hairstyle. Hopefully they got some. Of course, they don't have any new hairstyles. All right, where's the? I can't see because of the the off. Okay, I can't see because of the thing over here. So facial tattoos off. Don't want any tattoos. Piercings, that's fine. Teeth, fine. Actually, the makeup's fine. I kind of like that. I don't like the cheek makeup. I don't want that. How about off? Off, yeah. Blemishes. Don't want any blemishes. Nails. Oop. Sorry. I'm just going to keep everything default. Body scars, I'll just turn all that off for now. Um, Alright, good. Um, Nails. Man, I can't believe they didn't add more nails. That's so crazy. Pretty ridiculous. I'll do that. Come on. Let's see. Skin type. Well, I can't wait to put mods back in here. Oh, that's skin tone. Skin type. What's skin type? Huh, very pale. I guess that's okay. Maybe eyes, I'll do something different with the eyes. Blue eyes, maybe. That looks good. Eyelash color, black. Hopefully the video's good. A darker, maybe. I think that's a better color. Could just go red. Match the lipstick. Black. Could go blue for the eyes, right? Maybe change the lipstick to blue. Let's see. Lipstick. Blue. Haha. Or blonde. See, that's the thing. They don't have matching colors for like the lips and everything else. That's what's kind of weird. Um, I always like that like black kind of sloppy look. You got a little shine to there. That's too much shine. I like a slight shine. That looks pretty good. All right, let's try the, let's see if we can get red here. They don't really have red. Anyway, good enough, I think. Let's go ahead and start. So what, you don't get the pick?
So, Kentucky Plaza heist. Supposed to transform your life, wasn't it? Mark the beginning of the end instead, huh?
Come on.
Both the Emperor and
Don't crash now. They're gonna make us. Oh, the glitch is back.
Hey,
No.
can you hear me? Loud and clear, whoever you are. Good, it worked. My name is Somi. Just call me Songbird, though.
How do I get
I
out
know
of
who
this?
you are, know your situation, your problem, and I can save your life. Oh, very funny. Is this a prank? Not in the mood, if so. It's anything but. You must have questions, and I'll answer them in due course, shortly. But first, I need you to get to that swollen appendix of Night City called Dogtown. Dogtown? Chunk of Pacifica? Exterritorial? Lord of the Land's one Kurt Hansen, international arms dealer. Corpos give it a wide berth. I skip anything? Nope. More or less on the button. Putting it plainly, you know me. I don't know you. but I'm supposed to haul ass to Night City's worst district. Not exactly bursting with excitement about this plan.
I'll explain everything and prove I can help you. Right now, though, I'm begging you, V. Dogtown's main gate. Be there as soon as you can. I'll make contact again then.
This is one elaborate haze. Or a fucking lifeline.
Alright, so here's our settings. We're at 1080p. NVIDIA Reflex is on low latency. I have the graphics right now set to high. So 1080p high. Okay? So we're at like 52 frames per second while recording. So you can probably add 10 frames per second to this. Okay? Because when I wasn't recording, I was at about 60, 62. So I should save it back there. Let me save it back here. That way we can always just start from here. Save. Save. Now I'm going to load in the game and see if it crashes. Hopefully not. Okay. Okay, so we're at like 50, 53. Okay. So I'm just going to walk through here.
You lost, honey?
Oh, so we're in Pacifica right now. So we're kind of staying in the 50s with the native. Not too bad. Like low to mid 50s. There's a lot of her around. Didn't I just see you?
I don't recognize you.
What kind
Just
of
passing
question
through.
is that? I'm a
Whoa. There's another one of her.
I try and I try.
But
Oh
not
my
with the
god,
gear.
there's another one of
Was
her.
I supposed to know her
New
dad
face?
even?
You're not from round here.
Wow.
Don't want no surprises. Fuck's sake, let's act like pros for once.
She's everywhere. So here we're getting like upper 50s. Mid 50s. Yeah, so this is going to be a good showcase for ray reconstruction for sure. Now again, I'm not going to be looking at like any anomalies or anything like that. Okay? This is not a nitpick video. This is a performance video. Right? Somebody said that, you know, you can't run ray reconstruction at all on a 2070, and I'm not going to argue with that per se. Oh, there she is again. Hey,
What? You want a new friend?
maybe. Want to be my friend? Oh, cool. She has a change of tone now, huh? So here, like 51, it's a little, probably because of all the lighting, I guess. Or the people, NPCs probably. Alright, so here we're getting like in the upper 40s. I'm not sure why it's so intense here. It could be because of the, I don't know. It's got to render all this stuff in the background, maybe? I don't know. But from the looks of it right here, it seems like, you know, we're going to average, again, with recording, like the mid 50s, like probably like 55 frames per second. Again, without recording, you just tack on 10 frames per second.
Know it's been exactly 50 years since Haiti went under.
Ah, true. Claire said her dad mentioned something. Still counts the months like
We got no abilities.
Can you blame him? Home.
They could have gave us at least the jump ability, right? All right, so this is the baseline. What was that? Up here it's like mid to upper 50s. A few stutters here and there. Now my 10900F processor is not exactly what you would call a strong processor, right? Now where did I start at? Up here? Yeah, okay, so I wanted a big circle. Alright, so let's go ahead and put on DLSS quality, which is actually going to make the game look better. That's my opinion. So I'm going to apply, I'm going to put sharpness up to like, I don't know, 35 maybe. Everything's still on high. No motion blur or anything like that. So let's see what we're up to with when we switch it to quality. Alright, so I'm gonna reload the game again now. Hopefully that, oh wait, that was a different save. It must have, let's see where it goes. Was that here? No, crap. That was, it must have auto-saved here. Let me, where is it? Let's load this one. Alright. Alright, so now we're at like 65, 66. Okay. And to me, the game looks better. It looks much more crisp. Now that's not really from the sharpener, okay? Because in order for the sharpener to really make a huge difference, you gotta like go way up. See? But it's kind of like,
Piss off, slacker! Another fucking weasel.
hey, watch your mouth, dude. But too much sharpening just makes too much aliasing. So that's why I like it like maybe 35. So that looks good. So we're like in the mid to upper 60s. So we gain 10 frames per second easily with DLSS, at least 10. A little more actually, because we're up to 70 here. So we gained, I mean, maybe you could say 15. In some cases 20. So I would say 10 to 20 just by kicking on DLSS quality. So that's very good. I could put on the NVIDIA thing here. So the latency is 54. I'm not sure why it's so high. It shouldn't be. Let me turn off DLSS. See if that latency drops. Alright, so the latency is high no matter what. So now we got a lot of her walking around. That's funny. So the latency is at 53 right now. So DLSS, it doesn't look like it really changed that. Wait for it to load. In fact, the latency dropped by a couple. So yeah, DLSS quality.
Macho, what kind of question is that? I'm offended.
I don't know if I went through here. Oh, I went the wrong way. I was supposed to go this way.
How's I supposed to know her daddy runs
This way, I think is what I went last time.
Fuck's sake, let's act like pros for once.
Yeah, so we're definitely in the 70s. Look at this. Very nice. Very nice indeed.
Hola.
Now where did I go from here? Oh, this way. Okay, so this is where it was a little more intense. So we're like in the... what? Upper 60s? Mid to upper 60s? See, when you're moving, it changes because it's got to like calculate all that stuff. So when you're running, it drops down. But if you're just like, you know, casual. So here we're at like 62. So we were down to like 48 here before. So we gained about 12 frames per second. Or no, 14. 14 frames per second. You alright there?
Who you think you're touching?
Was I touching somebody? They always got to be so rude. What's she got in her hand? Fries?
The fuck do you want?
So mean. Like, games have to make everybody mean now.
Yeah? What's up in the big world?
Yeah, so we're getting about 14 frames per second more, 15, sometimes more. Looks pretty consistent. So you definitely want to use DLSS quality, for sure. So we'll just speed up the process here because it looks like it's all good. I mean, running we're in the 70s. So we're just about like we're like in the mid to upper 70s. 80 sometimes. So definitely a big jump using DLSS. Without a doubt. And it does not look worse. People that tell you that, I don't know what they're talking about. It definitely doesn't look worse. I mean, up here we're like in the 80s. 90 here. So if you're indoors, it's probably going to go way up. Let's see if we can find an indoor section. I don't know if there's anywhere to go in here. They don't have any stores here. Oops, went the wrong way. Yeah, there really isn't any place to go into here, unfortunately, except this hallway, but I don't think that's really gonna... 74. So like 81, 85. So yeah, you might get more inside. It just depends on the lighting, I guess, and everything. Because out here, you know, this is really just outdoors, so it's gonna be rendering, you know, a whole lot more stuff. You know what I'm saying? So, alrighty. Okay, so now I'm gonna put on 1440p with DLSS quality, because why would you put it on native? Obviously, you know it's gonna be. So I'm gonna put it on borderless window, so it should. See, this is the thing. Is it what I'm saying? That's because my desktop is 4K, so it's like such a pain. All right, so with 1440p DLSS quality, we're getting 40s. So right here we're getting like 40, 48, 47, 48, 49.
What was that?
The latency is like 53 milliseconds, which is basically where 1080p was, native, on high. So we're getting 54 here. Mid 50s basically. Low to mid 50s here. So I mean, this is very playable. Like, you don't even need to go 1080p really. Nope, I went the wrong way again. There's a few lag spikes here and there.
I'm fine.
I think you're getting a little upset over your game there. Yeah, we're like 55 still. And this is recording, so we should be getting more. Now I do have a 10-core processor, so that might be part of the reason, because it's able to use more cores as needed. But I mean, we're pretty much essentially kind of getting the same as we got at 1080p high, which native, which is weird. So I would do 1440p DLSS quality, and you're just going to be at the same FPS as native, and it's going to look better. I mean, if we turn off DLSS. Now this is a bad area here, right? So, I mean, that's a crazy jump, man. Like, we're at 34 frames per second right here. Say 34. And the latency is 71, say. Right? Or 70, it's like 69, 70. So we're at 34 frames per second, 1440p native, 70 latency. So if we turn DLSS on quality, make sure nothing else changes. I mean, we jump all the way up to like 50 and the latency is better. It's 50, 53. So we improve on FPS and we improve on latency. I mean, that's a win-win situation, right? And the game still looks good. You know what I mean? I mean, if you nitpick, I mean, you might be able to notice something here and there that doesn't look as good, but if you're playing on a 1440p screen, then you should be playing the game at 1440p. That's just my opinion. Right? Even if you had to put it on performance. You know? Now, I don't think Ultra really makes that big of a difference in the look of the game. I mean, we can put it... Let's turn everything off. Let's put everything on Ultra. We're going to do Ultra, 1440. Ultra 1440. Everything is on Ultra. I mean, everything pretty much is the same. I mean, the only thing that changed was what? Screen space reflections. I mean, that's really the only thing that's going to probably hurt performance here. Decals, fog, and clouds. I mean, I don't know how that's really going to like dump the frame rate. So really, you only had this one really went up to Ultra. So at Ultra, I mean, we're still at like 2930 right here. I mean, I guess it might look a little better. There's some flickering there, though. See on that. Take notice to the the drain grate there when I go back. See it flickering? It's kind of hard to see. Once we turn on DLSS, it should mitigate that, right? So let's turn on DLSS. We're going to go from 1440p Ultra Native at 30 FPS, which is still playable if you lock it. We're going to go to Quality. Make sure nothing else changed. And see how much we get. So Ultra does make a difference. I don't know how screen space reflections would make that much of a difference, but apparently it does. And maybe the fog is the mist in the air. I don't know. But we went from 30 to 39, or, you know, so that's not bad. And the flickering is gone there. It's like there slightly. The further you go back, you might see it, although it just disappears. So this looks really good. So if you wanted to lock your frame rate at like 35 or something, you probably can easily do 1440p ultra quality, you know? If you go down to like balanced, we can see if there's a big difference in everything. So balanced, I don't know, balanced still looks pretty darn good. So we're at 45 frames per second. And remember, I'm recording, so you have to add probably 10 frames per second onto this number. Okay? So, I mean, it still looks fantastic. You know, I'm recording at 1080p, so I don't know if you guys can notice too much, but you know, we are doing, we are staying like in the mid 40s. I mean, if we go back here to this bad section here, again, I'm not sure why it was so intense here, but we're like 49 now. Wow, look at that vehicle. What is that vehicle? What happened? I don't have my screenshots enabled. Yeah, so right here on balanced we're getting 45. If we go up to quality, we're at like 3940. And that's on ultra. Performance, let's check performance. Performance, you'll be in the easily in the 50s. Without recording, you should be well over 60. Right? Now when you're running, things will drop, obviously. But performance mode on ultra, there's a little more shimming in certain places, but not really everywhere. Just certain places. But I mean, the game still definitely looks acceptable. I mean, if you wanted to get the highest fidelity. But personally, I would just keep it on quality and turn down everything to high. And, you know, you're in the 40s. If you wanted to do balanced, You'll be definitely in the 60s because, again, I'm recording, so you have to add on like 10 frames per second. Yeah. So 1440p balanced, everything on high. No problemo. Now let's try 4K. And I'm just going to start here because since this is the worst section, let's just start here. Alright, so we're just going to start here to save time. Because I got to do ray reconstruction, and I am going to do that. Even if the game crashes. So let's go up to 4K. And this one we can do borderless because that's the native resolution. Now I don't know if somebody said if you put it on borderless, you're actually using more of the resources in the PC. So let's see. So we're getting a good old 13 frames per second. So let's put it on full screen. See if that changes. Nope, still the same. So it doesn't really matter whether you put it on borderless or not. So obviously 4K is unplayable in Cyberpunk. I mean, it's really struggling. Now again, this is Phantom Liberty, so it's going to run worse. Alright, so let me go ahead and change these settings here because it's not really having a happy time. So we're going to just put this on performance. 4K high performance. Whew, man, rescued. Wow. Okay. Phew. Latency is in the 50s, so it didn't really go higher than what the native was. Okay. Well, obviously at 4K it's better, but you know what I'm saying in regards to the 1440 and 1080. So here we're like in the mid to upper 30s at 4K. So really, you know, you could lock it at 30 frames per second and get a nice 4K experience. You know, the quality is a little, you know, it's going to be a little bit compromised, but again, when you're on a small screen, I don't really think you're going to notice that very much. We might even be able to go to balance. Let's see. So balanced, you might bounce around between 29 and 30 in some cases. When you're running especially, probably. Let's see if it drops down. Yeah, it dropped down to like 20. Let me just make sure the settings didn't change because I don't want dynamic resolution. No, okay, that's not on. Right, so now another thing that you could do is put it on quality, right? So now we're like in the 20s. So what you could do is put the settings on medium, DLSS on quality. Crowd density, I always like having that up. So medium to them is a mix between medium and high. So You could probably put this anisotropy up to 16 because that really doesn't hurt performance much. So if we went 4K medium with DLSS quality, which is a mix of medium and high, especially with my settings here. I don't know if that's really going to mess with the FPS. It shouldn't. There isn't that many people here. So it looks like we're good. So what do we get then? So we're still at like 2930. So it's probably better to just go ahead and put everything back up. So I'm going to put it on Ultra. And then I'm going to put it on balanced. So 4K Ultra balanced. All this junk turned off. Let's see what we get there. I think we already did that though, didn't we? 4K Ultra balanced. Alright, it's gotta load everything. It doesn't like that Ultra, huh? Let me save it and then reload it and see if there's a difference. So let me load this game. Come on, you could do it. It's a little slow. Alright, let me put it back up to, let me put it back on performance so we can get the frames back here. Alright, so yeah, Ultra is going to be too much. Because even on performance, it's only, it's not really running too well. See, sometimes changing stuff all the time is not really going to work. So that's why I like loading in the game, because then it puts the whole thing fresh. Yeah, it just doesn't like Ultra. So let's get rid of Ultra. So I guess that those three settings really do, I guess they really do a lot. So we're going to put it on high. DLSS quality. Turn all this stuff off. They like putting that crowd on medium. I don't know. I guess we can keep it that way. Again, I like playing it with the crowd on because it's kind of dead otherwise. So we're on 4K high DLSS quality. No motion blur. Yeah, I don't know. Something's wrong now. It's not liking it. Let me go back to the main menu. Yeah. Let's just go ahead and get out altogether and come back in. Alright. Let's load in the game.
So, Kentucky Plaza heist. Supposed to transform your life, wasn't it? Mark the beginning of the end instead, huh? Both the Emperor and a lowly Haywood pawn met their maker that day, while you got a relic to the brain, meaning that...
Alright, so it looks like... Yeah, that's a problem sometimes I have with this game. Like, I have a problem with this game sometimes where once you start changing everything, it's like everything gets all discombobulated. I'm not sure like what's going on. But it should be running well in balance mode. I mean, not high FPS, but it should definitely be running okay. So I might have to just restart the game. So let's go back to 1440. Well, anyway, either way, if you're going to play at 4K, I would do 4K high performance, okay? That's really going to be the best one. So let's go down to 1440 full screen again. Alright, so now we're back up to the, well, I think because we're on performance. Let's see, yeah, we're on performance. Oh, wrong, that's why. Did the wrong one. No wonder. Did I have on FSR the whole time? Oh my god. I don't think it was the whole time. Jesus. No wonder. I'm changing the wrong one. Sorry. So let's go back to balance and see what it looks like. There we go. Jesus. Well, that's at least more in line with what it should be, I guess. Maybe. It's still not quite running right. It should be over 30. Not sure why it's at why all of a sudden it's starting to run weird. All right, so if we go back to native, right? Everything's on high. We're going to go back to 1440p. But again, 4K performance. Again, that's what you're going to use. So no matter what, 4K performance. Oh, full screen. All right. So we're at native again. Again, I might need to restart the computer because, see, it's just not running right. Like something's weird. So let me quit the game. Once we put it at 4K, it must have switched off some memory into the RAM. That's probably what happened. So let's just restart the whole game again. Well, we know 1080p is good on native. 1440p is good on native. Well, not native, but DLSS quality. Alright. So we're going to be a little realistic here, although it did run pretty good. But we're going to try 1080p first. Okay. 1080p. Everything's on high. No DLSS. And we're going to load the same place there.
So, Konpeki Plaza heist. Supposed to transform your life, wasn't it? Mark the beginning of the end instead, huh? Both the Emperor and a lowly...
And remember, add 10 frames per second on what we're getting now. Alright, so this is the worst area, I guess, here. Over there is too, obviously. That one wasn't pretty good either. In fact, over there might be kind of harder on this thing. Alright, so we're at 1080p high. Now what we're going to do is we're going to put ray reconstruction on. Now this is going to kill performance. Actually, I don't even see it on here. Why is it not on here? Okay, so let's put ray reconstruction on. Why is it not showing up? Hmm. Alright, so I have path tracing on. Okay, here it is. It came on now. Okay, so you have to turn on path tracing first, which is kind of weird. Like they should just have this toggled on automatically. I don't know why they would do that. But anyway, so quality probably isn't going to be enough. Okay, I'm just going to say that right off the bat. So we were getting like low 50s. In real life, it would be the low 60s because I'm recording. Okay. Hopefully it's not going to be choppy after doing this. So we're putting on ray reconstruction and it's going to be on quality. So that may not be enough. Yeah, we're getting like 6 frames per second. So that's definitely not going to be enough. So let's see if we can put it on performance. And it seems like even performance is not going to be enough. But again, we could save the game. Let's make sure the settings are all where we want them to be. So everything's on high. It's on performance. If we go to ultra performance, what's that going to do? So ultra performance puts us up to 30 frames per second, but it's really like not very good. Yeah, not very good at all. Look at it, it's very pixelated. Wow. And even it's still dropping. Oh god, this looks terrible. Look at this. Woo. Not good. Okay, so what we're gonna have to do is put it back up to quality. And we're gonna drop the resolution to my favorite, 1366 by 768. And that still isn't quite enough. So that's probably what it was doing. It was dropping it down to probably 720. That still isn't enough. Wow. That's crazy. Interesting. So I'm curious. I wonder if we went up to like 1440. Right? And then went to ultra performance. How that would fare. Well, it looks good, but it's only 22 frames per second. And some things are slightly, I don't know, distorted. They got to fix the ray reconstruction too, because there's a lot of trails that they have to fix, like serious ghosting. Yeah, so it looks like path tracing is not going to work well. I mean, even if we went to like say my old favorite 1050, which is not really, I don't think that's native to this. So let's do 900p. Yeah, 900p would be the right aspect ratio. And we did ray reconstruction with performance. We're at like 24. So it seems like, you know, it's not going to be able to make it over 30 unless you go really low. But then, like I said, it looks really bad. Like super bad. Alright, so let's try regular ray tracing again. So if we put on ray tracing, regular ray tracing, DLSS quality, well, let's put it on regular first, which is going to kill it still. So regular RT with everything on. We'll put lighting on medium. So we'll put everything on, lighting on medium. And we get 6 frames per second. Whew. Oh, wait, hold on. Oh, it loaded in. Alright. Again, let's try to load in the game and see what happens. See if that does anything. Yeah, I'm not sure what's going on. Again. Okay, okay, so there's no... That's just regular, okay. So, we're at like 10 frames per second here. So let's put it on quality. Yeah, see, something's not right here. This is really annoying. Looks like we're gonna have to restart the game again. To reset everything. So you might be wondering, like, why are you doing this again? You already tested it before on Cyberpunk. Well, that's true, but remember the 2.0 patch did, you know, it did, okay, it doesn't want to shut down now. You know, the 2.0 patch did do some things graphically, and Phantom Liberty probably added a few more things graphically, you know? So, we're not in a new area, of course, but, you know, I can't imagine the new area being much worse. I mean, come on. God, I wish they would get rid of the start screen. I hate load screens. It's like, you know, they should play it the first time. You read it, you say okay, and that's it. You never have to see the warnings ever again. That's just my opinion.
So, Kentucky Plaza heist. Supposed to transform your life, wasn't it? Mark the beginning of the end instead, huh? Both the Emperor and a lowly Haywood pawn met their maker that day, while you...
All right. So, oh, what? It's supposed to be 1080. It's supposed to be 1080 ray tracing medium. Or ray tracing on. Well, let's do ultra. Probably won't be enough. Okay, so ray tracing ultra with DLSS quality at 1080p. We're getting 31 here. Again, I'm playing on a 32-inch screen, so it's, you know. So yeah, we're getting at least 30 frames per second, it looks like. When you run, it'll go down, obviously. You know, you're gonna get some drops down. .1080p is kind of rough, you know, because it's just. I know, it's like a traditionally a good resolution, you know, but see now it's acting weird again. So if we go to balanced. See, every time you make changes, that's when it gets all freaky. I don't understand. It doesn't like this area for some reason, that's for sure. So if we go to quality again and we drop it down to 600 by 900. We're still getting the bug. See, we're still getting the bug here. It shouldn't be like that. Because technically we should be able to do ray tracing at 1440, say, balance mode. But see, now it's like totally broke. So let's go to the main menu. See, balance should be working just fine. But that's not the first time that's happened in this game. I mean, it's always kind of been like that. Whenever you made changes, it would be acting stupid. So let me load the game at that bad area here.
So, Konpeki Plaza heist. Supposed to transform your life, wasn't it? Mark the beginning of the end instead, huh?
I mean, the game is using more VRAM now than it did before.
While you got a relic to the...
You know, it never used to use like all the VRAM like it is now. Say it shouldn't be using all the VRAM. Something is not right. So even if we turn down the ray tracing to medium, the VRAM should go down. Okay, it looks really good at 1440. Looks like they updated the textures too. I mean, I never really came and looked at this area, like stared at it, but... So we're only getting about 20 frames per second here, so... We'll put it on performance. See, something's not right. The game is using way too much VRAM. For some unknown reason, like... It never did that before. I was playing Cyberpunk with this video card. Even at 1080p, it shouldn't be... It should not be, It should definitely not be using up all the VRAM. That doesn't make any sense. Yeah, there's something with this area here. I don't know. Maybe this area is...
You fucking crazy or what?
Well, you stop, dude. You know? Like, the reflections are all good here. But even at 1080p, we're not getting above 22. So let's again save the game. Save. And then what we'll do is we will, again, quit the game altogether. I think it's cloud saving. That's what the problem is. It takes forever for the stupid thing to save in the cloud. Alright, there we go. So let me play. So I won't be that much longer. I can't believe an hour or 19 minutes went by. It's like, I don't know, man. I mean, I think I'm going fairly quick here to show you everything I need to show you. Because I don't want you to take my word for it. I'm going to do my 3080 laptop next. It's a low-powered laptop though. So it's not gonna, probably won't run even as good as this, who knows.
So, Kentucky Plaza Heist.
I mean, it could be that this
Supposed to
update just
transform your life,
can't run the
wasn't
game
it?
anymore with ray
Mark the
tracing. I don't
beginning
know.
of the end instead, huh? Both the Emperor and a lowly Haywood pawn met.
See, it's like maxing out the VRAM, and it never did that before. I don't know why it's doing that now. You know what I mean? It never did that before. So that's something totally new. Totally new. You were able to run it at ultra, you know what I mean, with the performance, and it would run fine. You know what I mean? Like, we should be able to do performance ultra, but that's going to be too. So it's still using 7,868 megabytes of VRAM. I mean, that's just way too much on performance. I mean, that's crazy. 8,100 megabytes. I mean, it's practically using it all. That just should not be the case at all. Because even if we went down to 900p, it should be able to run quality with no problem. So we're at 900p quality ultra ray tracing. And it's still using almost 8 gigabytes of VRAM. So you tell, so something is not right. I mean, it's, and this spot here is just totally like, something is not right here. It always breaks at this particular spot. And even if I turn off the crowd, I don't think that's really going to make a difference. Let's put it on low. And let's reload it here. Let's load it over here first. See, I mean, it's still at 14 frames per second. I mean, it's just ridiculous. At 900p. So something is not right. Totally not right. And then over here, it totally breaks. Like here, it just gets... Not good. It just definitely should not be running this poorly. You know what I mean? I mean, I don't know what else you could do. I mean, I turned the crowd down, so that wasn't the issue. But even if we put the ray trace lighting down, it still doesn't do much. Just something is not right. So I'll try it one more time. Again, we're at 900p. So I mean, it shouldn't be like running that badly. There just something's not right. Again, I am recording, but still, I mean, it should be over 30 frames per second. Or at 30 frames per second. Alright, so let's load the game up again.
So, Konpeki Plaza heist. Supposed to transform your life, wasn't it? Mark the beginning of the end instead, huh? Both the Emperor and a lowly Haywood pawn met their maker that day.
Boy, they could change that. Alright, so here we are at 25 frames per second. But again, we're still at 8 gigabytes of VRAM. I mean, that's just a big problem, man. It's a real big problem. Now here it's up to like 33. But again, if I run around, over here we went up to 81 for a second. Here it is, it's dropping now. There it is, starting to drop. And the GPU usage is up to 100%. So that's just kind of crazy, man. Not good. So if we put the ray tracing on medium, 1080p, we're at 10 frames per second. See, quality, we were never that low before. So let me quit the game again. Play. See, the lower you go with the DLSS setting, the less VRAM you should be using. I mean, that's, you know, that's just how it should be. I don't know why the VRAM usage just stays where it's at no matter what you do. So we're at 1080p. I'll put it on balanced.
So, Konpeki Plaza heist. Supposed to transform your life, wasn't it? Mark the beginning of the end instead, huh? Both the Emperor and a lowly
Still maxed out. 8 gigabytes of VRAM. See, it should be running, it's at 32 frames per second, but watch when I go over here. It's probably going to dump. Let's run around a little bit.
We got a problem?
Alright, so now it's starting to drop. See? So I don't know what it's doing here. It doesn't show the RAM usage here, unfortunately. But I'll wait a little bit to see if it's going to come up again. And it could be this area. So now it's stuck on 11 frames per second for some reason. Okay, now we're kind of, well, we were back up there for a second. Yeah, it's like stuck on 12. Now I am playing with just an SSD, meaning it's not one of those M.2 drives. It's the old SSD, but I checked the read and write speeds, you know, and it's supposed to be, you know, 500 megabits per second read and write, you know, with the lowest I think was 250 or something. You know, but I can't imagine that not being enough. You know? Let me yeah, I mean, this is just really messed up. You know, not really acceptable, man. 7,500 megabytes in performance mode. And ray tracing on medium, so that obviously doesn't make a difference. The game is just using too much. You know what I mean? So let's go ahead and put it on 1440. Let's save it here. And then let's go back to the main menu. I'm going to put on Afterburner. So we can see what the VRAM, so we can see what the RAM usage is. Oh, wrong one. Okay. I'll put it on the, actually I could probably put it, let's put it like in the middle. See what that looks like. Oh, hey, it went down the bottom. That's not where I put it. Thought it was here I put it. Anyway, we'll just do that, whatever. Let's see where it goes. Alright. So it's not showing like the... Okay, so it's showing the RAM here. It's allotting 17 gigs or 18 in the menu here using 6300 just for the menu. That's kind of crazy.
So, Kentucky Plaza heist. Supposed to transform your life, wasn't it? Mark the beginning of the end instead, huh?
Consoles are killing PC games,
Both
man.
the Emperor and a lowly Haywood
That's what it
Farm
is.
met their maker that day.
They're trying to make the games work for the consoles, and you gotta do things all stupid. So 1440 performance is still not enough. I mean, that is just so stupid. Like, there's something wrong with that. You know what I'm saying? There's just something wrong with that. Now, do they still have hard drive mode? Hard drive mode is on. So, I mean, so that should be mitigating things. Let's turn hard drive mode off and see what happens. Now we're at 1080p again, right? So see, that's the problem here. Like, it should be changing. It's not changing. Like, it's not changing. I mean, 1440p for performance should be working. I mean, I don't know what they did to the game to make it that much different. It doesn't really look that much. I mean, it doesn't really look any different, really. I mean, they could have updated some textures or something. But again, we're at 1440p and we're getting the same frame rate. It's not changing. So if we do 4K performance, it still should run. But now we're at 0 frames per second. I mean, that is totally insane. Totally insane. So if we, and I said that you change the lighting, it really doesn't change anything. So ray tracing is basically unusable in the game, which is just crazy. I mean, that's just unacceptable. I mean, 1440p performance should be working just fine. .1080p performance should be working just fine. I mean, this is just stupid. Now, if you turn it up to quality, it should be using more of the GPU, but the GPU is already maxed out. Which, again, doesn't make any sense at performance. Or quality, it's the same. So now the GPU is at... It's not maxed out, but... Well, now it is. It's at 100% again. Sorry about the sniffles. I mean, it's just absurd. Just totally absurd. This is performance mode. Anyway, I don't know what's going on with it. We'll turn ray tracing off. So we're at 1080p high again. And it's still at 100%. So I'm not sure exactly what's going on here. Something is not right. And I highly doubt it's my my system. Let's reload the level. Well, let me go back to the menu first.
So,
Ugh,
Konpeki
good
Plaza
grief, man. Are
heist.
they gonna... Can't
Supposed
they
to
make
transform your
multiple
life, wasn't
intros?
it? Mark the beginning of the end
Just
instead,
gotta hear
huh?
this over and over again.
Both the Emperor and a lowly
Alright, so now we're back up to 54 frames per second. Alright, that makes sense. And now we're at 6 gigabytes of RAM. But we're still up to 7.2 gigabytes of VRAM. Which is a lot. So even if we put ray tracing on low, which I'm not even sure what that is. Oh, they don't have low, they just got medium. So if we put it on medium with DLSS quality, that usually offsets it. But we can't even get 24 frames per second. If we put it on balanced, it just gets worse and worse. Like, it doesn't make any sense. I don't quite understand it. So if we put like quality DLSS on and 1440p, it stays broken, right? So let's go to the main menu again. Because 1440p quality should be working. We should be able to get 30 frames per second. I mean, this is just really not really acceptable.
So, Konpeki Plaza heist. Supposed to transform your life, wasn't it? Mark the beginning of the end instead, huh? Both the Emperor and a lowly Haywood pawn met their...
Let the lighting adjust. Did I turn ray tracing off? I might have forgot. I meant to have it off. Ah, crap. Sorry about that. I meant to shut off ray tracing. Let's go to the main menu again.
So, Konpeki Plaza heist. Supposed to transform your life, wasn't it? Mark the beginning of the end instead, huh? Both the Emperor and a lowly Haywood pawn met their maker that day, while you got a relic to the brain, meaning that experimental Arasaka biochip. And who was on it? Enter yours truly, Johnny Silverhand. Fucking pleased to meet ya. Thing is, relic's now devouring your mind, bit by bit. Voodoo
It's
Boys
my
used
game.
you as
I
bait.
bought it.
Alt can't do a damn thing to help you.
When
And
it's
you're
on my
still
PC, I should be able to do what I want with
know
it.
you want to save your ass fee, but remember,
As long as I'm not
survival
making money
starts
doing that.
Up to you whether you're willing to pay it, friend.
I mean, what are you, like the ultimate defender of developers? Are you angry at mods or something? I'm not really sure where you're coming from. Maybe I'm just a little guy. That's your issue. Anyway, sorry about that. It's just funny how people like defend the developers with everything. It's like all I did was say that they should not have blocked using mods in the game, right? Because they don't want people to use mods and then what? They won't be able to play the game properly? Like what? I mean, anybody who uses mods understand that you use mods at your own risk. Like if I use a mod and it breaks the game, then that's my problem. I did that, right? I'm not going to sit there and yell at CD Projekt Red because I put a mod in and it didn't work or broke the game. I mean, that's kind of stupid, right? So 1440p quality doesn't work. 1440p balance doesn't work. 1440 performance doesn't work. I don't get it. The GPU is at 100%. The CPU is at like 25 to 30%. It's running at 4.6 gigahertz, which should be fine enough for this game. Sometimes 4.7, as you can see. And like, what is the issue here? I don't understand. Like, what is happening with this game? You know what I mean? Anyway, I think I'm done. I mean, obviously, it, you know, it could be something with my system. Maybe 1440p now is just too great for this card, you know? But even when I change it back to 1080p, it's running worse. So go figure. I don't think it's me. I don't think it's my system. I don't know what's going on with this thing. So let's load it one more time. 1080p, no DLSS.
So, Konpeki Plaza heist. Supposed to transform your life, wasn't it? Mark the beginning of the end instead, huh? Both the Emperor and a lowly...
So we're still all over the place here. What is going on? I don't really understand what's happening here. You saw it was running fine before. But now it's like jumping all over the place. Without ray tracing. So I'm not sure like what's going on now. Like what could be the problem? If we put it on quality, DLSS, which is fine, but it's still all over the place. Like all of a sudden, like it wasn't like that in the beginning. I don't really know what's happening. I don't know if it's just this area that's broken or what. But remember, we walked through here before and everything was fine. Now because I make changes to the game with the settings, it's all like screwed up or something. It's a mystery. So I'm going to start it up at 1080p high DLSS quality, and that should be fine. Like that was always fine before. Never had a problem. I mean, again, it could be because I'm recording while I'm playing, but it shouldn't really, that shouldn't even be an issue, really, because I'm using the NVENC encoder.
So, Konpeki Plaza heist. Supposed to transform your life, wasn't it? Mark the beginning of the end instead, huh? Both the Emperor and a lowly...
Alright, so now we're back. So now we're where we should be. But I'm going to go over here. Just to see if like it drops down again. Right now we're using like 5.5 gigabytes, which that makes more sense. You know? So it's just like when you're changing settings, man, it just Messes up the game. I don't know.
You get the gear in time?
My Joe, what kind of question is that?
Just ask. Been some surprises lately.
Let's go over here. Alright, so we're kind of back to normal now, I guess. So, I don't know. Maybe ray tracing is just broken. You can't use ray tracing anymore with this game. Because watch, I'll put it back on again. Let's see. I want to get done the video, trust me, I do. So let's put RT on. It's on medium. So I mean that should be the easiest on it. And it's still on quality. I mean it's crazy. It goes from 75 frames per second. What I'll do is I'll quit the game again. We'll restart the game. And hopefully this will be the last time. Because I think this is pretty much it. Because if it's broken when I come back in, then it can't be my system. You know, it's just got to be, I don't know. They made it so now RT is just worse. Something. Come on. Hurry up. Okay, so we should have ray tracing probably working in the screenshot here. You would think. But I don't know for sure. So we're going to load it here and see what happens.
So, Konpeki Plaza heist. Supposed to transform your life, wasn't it? Mark the beginning of the end instead, huh? Both the Emperor and a lowly...
And we're right back up to 7,000, 8,000, 8 gigabytes. Oh yeah, I was looking at the wrong thing. I was looking at the RAM. So now we're right back up to max. So I mean RT is not even playable in this game anymore. I mean even on performance. Crazy, man. Just totally crazy. And even if you shut it off, it's all over the place now. Like it should be running at 70 frame, 65, 70 frames per second. But look at it. It's just going crazy. So you have to shut the game down to load it back in. So now everything should be back to normal.
So, Konpeki Plaza heist. Supposed to transform your life, wasn't it? Mark the beginning of the end instead, huh? Both the Emperor and a lowly...
Okay. So now we're using 7.2 gigs of memory at 1080p. With DLSS quality. Is that stupid? That's crazy, man. Crazy. Well, anyway, so it's working now. So RT, I guess, is just not usable. Huh. So I guess I gotta check the 2080 Ti to see if how that runs. So we're getting 70s here, so it's definitely playable at 1080p quality, DLSS, everything on high. Anyway, okay, people. I'll talk to you later. Peace. Oh yeah. Ultra performance, baby. Oh, I forgot. I wanted to put it on borderless. That's right. So 4K ultra performance high. Now it wants to go crazy again. Well, it was working fine. There you go. So it's actually at 48 frames per second. Interesting. Boy, the headlights are messed up. I thought that was just ray tracing. Oh, that's not the headlights. That's the reflection. Heh. So you could play 4K ultra performance. Little aliasing going on though. It is playable. Alright guys. Bye.